morning and welcome to the first ever Watched Verdict. That's what the channel's called, and that is exactly what we're going to do here today. It's not a long film lecture, it's a quick way to help people decide what to watch, who to watch it with, and whether it deserves a place on your watch list within the Watched app. So if you haven't yet, please go to the App Store or watched.info, that's WATCHD.info, and download the app today. We've got everything free, so the pro version is completely free if you download it and share with 5 friends before the 31st of October. So we'll be giving you the basics, the vibe, who it's best for, who should avoid it, the official watch score, and we'll be starting with one of my favourite films, The Prestige. It's one of my all-time classics. I absolutely love it. So this film, The Prestige, is a 2006 drama from Christopher Nolan, starring Hugh Jackman, Christian Bale, Michael Caine, Scarlett Johansson, Rebecca Hall, David Bowie, you name it, they're in it. A really large star-filled cast, and Christopher Nolan heading the ship, so who can complain? So it runs just over 2 hours. On the surface, it's about two rival magicians trying to outdo each other, but really it's about obsession, ego, sacrifice, and how far someone will go, or these two people will go, to be remembered. And it's about their rivalry, intense rivalry. So the Watched Verdict, it is much more than just a twist at the end of a movie. The Prestige is one of those films that changes when you rewatch it, because once you know the ending, you realize the whole film has been hiding the truth in plain sight all the way through. So you take on a different perspective when you watch it. At the second or third, fourth time, I've watched it half a dozen times, and every single time I love it so much. For me, this is Christopher Nolan in his most controlled. It's his most controlled movie, but it just works. We'll get onto the likes of Tenet and another time, but this one just works, and every time it just keeps you hooked. So I would avoid it. Avoid it if you want something light, easy, or something you can half watch while you're scrolling your phone. So this is not a background viewing. Let's just say that. You need to be locked in. So if you're looking for something that you can just have on in the background and you don't really have to really pay too much attention, I wouldn't be watching The Prestige. Mood tags, I would probably say it's dark, tense, mysterious, mind-bending, and tragic in a way. There's so much tragedy in the movie that it keeps you just on your toes, and you really feel the pain behind where the actors are portraying in their characters. So the watch score. The official watched review for The Prestige is 8.7 out of 10. That is our editorial watch score, based on the cast, the score, audience love, rewatch value, originality, as well as how it works, as well as recommending it to other people. So we would put it up there as an 8.7 for you to recommend it to someone else. Now, we know that IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes have different scores, but we rated it at 8.7 simply for the fact that it grips you. There is a twist. There is an amazing twist. The cast are fantastic in there, and it's going to keep you going all the way through. So, friend factor, 8.5 out of 10, I would say. It's not a loud popcorn film, don't get me wrong, but it's brilliant to watch with someone who likes theories, twists, arguing about endings, what they think's going on all the way through. You're going to be talking to people saying, oh, I think this is what's happening, or you're going to be saying to each other, do you know what's going on? There's going to be some conversation there if you're watching it at home with a friend. So the movie night rating, I would probably say it's an 8.2 out of 10. It's a strong group pick, but only if everyone is in the mood for something darker and smarter. This is not the film for a casual, easy night, get together, popcorn and a takeaway while you're chatting and having a laugh and putting something on and you want to converse. This is get together, get your heads down, and really submerge into the world. So, the big talking point: how much would you sacrifice to be the best at something? How much would you sacrifice as a person? Now, some people might say they would sacrifice everything. Some people might say that it's not something that really interests them. But this movie really gets you thinking about that, because the sacrifice in this movie and what these people give up to become the best is tremendous. And it really taps into your inner self and what you're thinking about whilst you're watching this movie. So that's the watch verdict on The Prestige. So it's the first one. I will get better. Don't get me wrong. This is the first one, and we will continue and hopefully grow the audience and hopefully give people a completely different way of reviewing something. So if you haven't seen it, download the app, add it to your watch list. If you have seen it, rate it on the Watched app and see if your friends agree. Save it on Watched, on the watch list, recommend it to friends, check out the trailer, clips, etc. And hopefully we've got another film out there that people will absolutely love. So thank you very much and see you soon.